The Rebbe's Man, the story of Sichos in English. Rabbi Avtzon, originally from Detroit, came to 770 in the 1970s. In those years, a shift was taking place in Lubavitch. Because of the Rebbe's influence, thousands of Yidden were returning to their roots and flooding the streets of Crown Heights. The Rebbe would farbrengen for many hours at a time, and for many of these Balei Tshuva, though they stood among the crowd, they did not understand a word of what was being said.
When I started learning in the early 80s, Sefer Tanya Kadisha, the Tanya, which totally changed my life, I realized that it presented a very profound challenge to my world outlook. And it was an awesome experience. But when I tried to reach and to delve into Chabad Hasidic understandings, it was very difficult to do, because at that time, even though I could read Hebrew, I didn't understand what I was saying.
Several young yeshiva students took the initiative and began translating the Rebbe's talks, taking place in dormitory rooms and using ancient typewriters.
At that time, it was just a few of us Bocharim who took upon themselves to translate the Rebbe's Sichos in English for those who were not able to understand Yiddish. At that time, we were just doing it voluntarily, and it was quite amateurish.
Rabbi Yonah recognized the tremendous value of the project. He arranged funds for a modern typewriter and took over the day-to-day operations, transforming this small side project into a true organization. And it took off. With Rabbi Yonah at the helm, Sichos were published in English consistently after every farbrengen. Later, full books were printed, called, like the organization, Sichos in English.
So in the early 80s, almost the only books that explain Chabad Hasidus and the teachings of the Lubavitch Rebbe in English were Sichos in English.
Soon, Sichos in English, or SIE, began working on a way to get the Rebbe's words out to an audience that was not familiar with the lingo and style of 770. They began publishing essays, not simply translating the Rebbe's Sichos, but explaining the core topics that they addressed.
Well, this was the very first time topics were being presented as standalone essays in well-written, idiomatic language with an attractive typeset. Yonah received some criticism for not adhering literally to the Rebbe's words, but he was buoyed and infused with determination to continue by the fact that the Rebbe himself, on many occasions and in different ways, indicated his approval.
A new era had begun in the dissemination of Hasidus. At times, the Rebbe would personally edit these essays, making specific corrections to the choice of wording and even the grammar. Yet in general, the Rebbe directed Rabbi Yonah to take personal responsibility in ensuring that these revolutionary essays and the subsequent books would remain true to their source. Rabbi Yonah understood the great responsibility he was entrusted with. Every sentence, every footnote, and even comma that was published by Sichos in English was reviewed by him personally. When the Rebbe began farbrengen and delivering talks several times a week, Rabbi Yonah recruited translators in Eretz Yisrael, and SIE began a round-the-clock operation to disseminate the Rebbe's teachings.
He would call me. It was after davening, like 10 o'clock Israeli time, 11 o'clock Israeli time. Hey, I got a call. Ellie, we got a question about the Sikha. Wait a second, Yonah, it's middle, huh? It didn't matter it was the middle of the night. He had a question about the Sikha.
SIE also began translating and explaining classic Hasidic works, such as the talks and writings of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. As the work grew, Rabbi Yonah did whatever needed to be done. He hired, he edited, he fundraised, he even delivered books. No task was too trivial, and no responsibility was too great, because Rabbi Yonah sought neither prestige nor financial gain from his work. He viewed SIE as his holy shlichus, and what mattered was only what was needed of him.
He had one goal in mind, and that was to impact the world through spreading Chassidus and transmitting the Rebbe's message to the entire world. That was his one goal. What could he do to bring the Rebbe Nachas? What could he do to impact the English-speaking world?
Every organization I knew has to somehow pay the bills and everything. in these years when I was in college coming to Crown Heights, we'd be holding a box of Sforim or a CD that he released with Shirim. He would come, meet me, his eyes would light up, and he would say, "Here you go, I want to give you some chassidus," and he wouldn't even ask me for any money.
He just wanted to get the Rebbe's word out. But beyond that, he cared about other people. It was not only a commitment to get the Rebbe's word out, it was commitment that, that a year, this Jew, a young man, a woman, they want to hear what the Rebbe said. Why can't they?
When the Rebbe initiated a campaign for all Jews to study a daily portion of Rambam, Reb Yonah got to work immediately, arranging for daily classes in English on the telephone to assist the public with this new study session. The Rebbe once acknowledged this special mission by calling him up at a Farbrengen as the shliach of my father-in-law the Rebbe for spreading the study of Rambam. When the Rebbe demanded that Hasidim do all they can to bring Mashiach, specifically by learning about the redemption, Rabbi Yonah was ready. Sichos in English had prepared a book on the topic of Mashiach nearly 5 years earlier, but the Rebbe had not allowed it to be published, implying that the time was not ripe. Now, hearing the Rebbe's powerful words, Rabbi Yonah once again approached the Rebbe for permission, and now the classic volume, From Exile to Redemption, was born. After Gimel Tammuz, Tafshin Nun Daled, SIE adapted to the challenging reality by focusing on compiling the Rebbe's teachings by topic. Culling from the wealth of addresses and letters over the years, books were published on a wide variety of issues such as marriage, health, trust in Hashem, the weekly Parsha, and Hasidic thought, and many books on the topic of Mashiach. One of SIE's most popular publications was an updated translation and explanation of the Hayom Yom, a compilation of inspirational teachings for each day named Tackling Life's Tasks. In recent years, Rabbi Yonah directed one of his most ambitious projects ever, a landmark translation of the Shulchan Aruch Harav, which was also beautifully designed. He lovingly edited every page, even while ill in the hospital. At the time of his passing, 8 out of 12 volumes had been published, with the rest at various stages of preparation. The 9th volume was delivered to his home during Shiva.
And the first copies came to our house last night.
The Baal Shem Tov once asked the Neshama of Mashiach, "My master, when will you arrive?" The latter replied, "When your wellsprings, the teachings of Chassidus, spread to the outside." Rabbi Yonah Avtzon took this mandate to heart, making Chassidus available to the English-speaking public and by extension to the entire world. His extraordinary accomplishments have certainly brought the world a giant step forward in the process towards the redemption.
Rabbi Yonah Avtzon is the single individual who is responsible more than anyone else for translating the Rebbe's works into print and publication and impacting thousands upon thousands of people throughout the entire world.
Sichos in English is able to present and has presented, and to this day I think it's almost unmatched in the world of English translations and English teachings of Hasidus, the transcendent experience of Chabad Hasidus in a way that produces that kind of feeling.
Today, Sichos in English is responsible for thousands of translations and hundreds of volumes. These can be found in countless shuls, Chabad houses, and homes across the globe. They can even be found online at sie.org and at chabad.org, where Rabbi Yonah made the contents of his publications available for free. All so that one more Jew would have the opportunity to drink from the wellsprings of Chassidus.
I'm my 9th year here in North Miami Beach at a Baal Tshuva Yeshiva, and I'm involved every day with the schools of spreading Torah and Chassidus. to hundreds of people, hundreds of souls every single year we get. And I can honestly say that one of the big influences in my life, in my journey for searching for truth, was Rabbi Avtzon.
So I'd like to say thank you to Yonah for what was truly a life-changing and awesome experience of coming to learn the teachings of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Chabad Hasidus. I'll be eternally grateful for it. I am eternally grateful for it.
Although Rabbi Yonah is no longer with us, his life work lives on.
Work is vital. It must continue in an ever-growing manner. And I hope that you can continue to support his amazing work and that it continues to grow evermore.
Under the leadership of his son, Rabbi Shmuley Avtzon, Sichos in English is committed to growing, expanding, and publishing the teachings of Chassidus until we finally merit the revelation of Mashiach. May it be now.